Hello, my name is Alexander Morari, and I'm the founder of ITKeyMedia. You've tuned into our podcast about Central and Eastern European startups that are in pre-Series A stage. And our guest today is Vilve Vene, the co-founder of Modularbank. Yes, Modularbank, you heard it correctly. A cloud-native next-generation core banking platform. And to define it in a broader terms, Modularbank offers sophisticated and flexible modular-based banking, not just to existing banks and let's say neobanks as well, but to any business wishing to quickly roll out tailored financial services to their customers. Hello, Vilve.
Hello, Alex. Thank you for having me.
Look, Vilve, my first introduction about the business itself is so filled with different meanings and dimensions that we have to unfold it somehow. Who are your key customers? Existing banks, neobanks, or non-banking institutions?
All of them.
Okay, how would you rank them then?
Yes, I open up a little bit our journey because when we started Modularbank 2 years ago, little more than 2 years ago, then our vision was that we are the helper of incumbent banks. Because in our past, we have built technology solutions for more than 15 incumbent banks. And we knew very well the problems and how they are struggling with the legacy technology. But after we started, then we discovered that there are many companies who are not banks at all and who are interested in financial technology because they want to embed financial services to their services, to make it as one service, just offer to the customer more convenient services and also earn more revenue. And then, of course, we love fintechs. We love fintechs who have the vision to bring something new to customers with totally new business models or value offerings. And of course, we want to be backbone for those fintechs as well.
Yeah. Let me then be more straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say legacy banking organizations and institutions are under risk or under, or they have the opportunity to even grow and adapt to modern trends? What would you say, like in the long term?
Yeah, I believe they have. It's just a question how they are able to use this opportunity, because if you look at their position on the market, it's really good. Only what they miss very often is the technology that allows them to start to offer new services, really to build services which are customer centric. Because today, if you look at incumbents, very often they sell just their existing products. And those products, they are not really fitting anymore to the customer needs. But their technology, their legacy platforms coming from 70s, 80s, they have at place. Those platforms doesn't allow them to come to the market quickly with new services, ready to use the data they own. And also they can't open up their systems, their platforms, to play their part in platform economy, which is really evolving nowadays. So they have a lot of restrictions. But if they understand those restrictions and taking really the right strategy, not even try to replace everything at once, because it's too long, it's too costly, and those projects are so risky that they very often fail. 5 years projects nowadays, it's you can't imagine. And what we believe in Modularbank is that it's possible to transform your business gradually. Just change your old platform step by step. That's what we believe in.
Okay. Look, with this general introduction, let's go back to the scenario and start with round one, the solution. It's a very complicated notion, even if it's called simply Modularbank. But then when I start to get my head around what you're doing, it's not that easy. How would you introduce the solution, the platform, or this toolbox that you're creating, a kind of a banking services Lego, you could say, right? Set.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It is a Lego. And we have, Modularbank is built in the way that as its name says, it's modular. So it consists of fully independent modules, but they can play together in the way that you even if you take them all or you just take several of them, you don't notice that those are different modules because they work together like Lego bricks fit together. But it means also that the customer can really choose only those capabilities they need for their business. For example, if they want to start lending business or renovate the existing lending platform, they can take only lending, and when they want to also offer secured lending, they take also assets and collaterals, which is different module. If you want to start neobank, then you probably choose our core banking, multi-currency accounts, transactions, also payments, and financial accounting. Maybe you need also cards. You take also cards, and they all fit together and play together, and that's why the modularity is today so important, because it enables you to create those separate modules are much more easier to manage, and they are much more easier. They are not as complex as those systems which are coming from our past. That cards are dependent on loans, and loans are dependent on currency accounts. And if you change something, then everything breaks.
Yes. Okay. So as an overview, as far as models and these Lego elements, let's say, so say banking core, more or less understandable.
Yes.
Lending, deposits, savings account, salary payouts, business payment cards, payments like SEPA, SWIFT, of course, direct debit, currency exchange, and other services. All of these are in your pipeline, or at some point of I understand they will be live and on the market. All of these are like a separate fintech of its own. And I understand your statement is that you will create a whole module toolbox.
Yes,
for
exactly.
Anybody, for your future customers to pick up from and start building their own new financial banking or non-banking financial, let's say, business lines, right? Or financial dimension to their businesses.
Yes.
Isn't that too like ambitious? And where are you now with the development of the platform?
Yeah. It's not
Vilve, just one more thing there to make it even more, let's say, provocative. If you succeed, why would there be any other types of banking, let's say, businesses, basically? Because you are able to provide all the modules depending on how a business is advanced, right, in their development and like evolution kind of trajectory. Well, you basically want to replace the whole financial system toolbox currently used with your Lego modules.
Yeah, I explain a little. First, where we are. That was your first question. We have now already launched, and our customers are using already our banking core. It means multi-currency accounts, everything related with those, and also all kind of transactions on top of them, managing your everyday money in the way. Then we have currently supporting payments. We are supporting SEPA Instant, SWIFT, and those capabilities are also deployed at our customers already. They are using. Then we have deposits, also already launched. We have lending launched, and also cards. It's of course you can be very surprised how we have succeeded to do it in 2 years. It looks like mission impossible, But if you are taking into account our background, our founders, me and my four co-founders, we have altogether 90 years of experience building banking infrastructure, banking platforms. We have built from scratch very different platforms, banking cores, lending solutions, leasing solutions, even cash management, card issue, transaction processing for more than 15 banks and financial institutions. It means that we don't know only technology, we know very deeply banking products, banking regulations, everything about the business. And that's important.
Yeah, Vilve. Yeah, of course, Vilve. Understand me correctly. I'm not trying to say that this is impossible on the technical side. Of course, the very business hypothesis for your solution or your platform is that when you are successful, and it's easy to integrate and easy to roll out and use, and customers are loving this and so on. It opens up a new kind of trajectory for the development of the whole industry, so that everybody has uniform modules. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uniform, like the same modules, no matter the jurisdiction, no matter the type of business, size of business, and historical background. And if that's not so, just tell me, do you see your models somehow different from client to client, and how?
Yeah. Let me open up a little bit. It's if you are developing product, the platform, you can't build different version for every customer. Then it's not building the platform. That's not platform anymore.
Yeah,
and you can't it's not scalable, etc. What we do, we have built our platform, our modules, highly configurable, both products and processes. And why we believe that we have done it in a way that it's suitable for very, very different customers, very different customer groups even, is that we have put into this product all our knowledge about those banking products and those regulations and those processes, not only technology. And we are, me and my co-founders and my team, we are believing very deeply in configuration, in flexibility. And that's the hardest thing while building the product, because you can build very complex. It's in a very complex way, like you look those old-fashioned platforms have built. They are so complex and they are powerful, but so complex to configure. But thanks to our experience and our practicing over the years, we have managed to build a very flexible, configurable modules in a very lean way. And that's what we believe. If you are fintech or just some industry vertical, and you plan to integrate, for example, installment plans to your services, your offerings, it's usually very, very simple configuration. And we can give you already pre-configured platform. If it's incumbent, it's much more complex, and the configuration is much more complex. But what we try to afford not to do, and it's not easy, is to make to the product the customer specific customizations. That's the hardest part. And
so there will be. Yeah. So there's a module element, but also there's this tailor-made kind of element, right? And it's not the customers will be choosing from many features, the ones that are necessary for their business model. You will have, I understand, to adapt, to integrate the models in a tailor-made kind of fashion for specific customers' needs, right? It's not out of the box.
We are not customizing. We are configuring.
Okay.
Configuring. It means, and I personally don't believe that many companies talk about configuration as a code. I don't believe in that. Our customers can configure service, our products, our via the user interface we are giving them.
Let's take a case study of an organization that decides to open a bank, let's say. So say I'm an investor and I want to open up a new bank in, let's say, in Bulgaria, okay? So I come to you, I say, I like your approach and so on. So take me through the process of, and I want to have retail banking. I want to have, you know, let's say five models. And I don't care which models they are. I just want to start earning, you know, as soon as possible. What would you advise to me? And what would be the process of choosing, picking, integrating, configuring, and then rolling out into the wild?
Firstly, we never sell you modules. We are talking about your use case. What you want to do? You want new digital bank. Probably you like to have multi-currency accounts. Yes, and you like to have also cards, maybe debit cards in the beginning.
Yes.
Then probably you don't start with lending, or you do.
Okay, let's say I do. Yes.
Yes,
and I have
do.
the capital and so on. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then you get almost the whole package. And what do you do first when we start to talk with you? We are discussing with you your use case. What you want to do, as we do now. Then we go a little bit deeper. We make you the demo first, showing you how we are solving. Is it okay with you? If it looks good for you, it usually looks at the first sight, it looks good because later are coming also those maybe some gaps if we are going deeper. But what we do then, we are giving you the environment to play with APIs, just to look how the system works, and we are talking with you, discussing your products. You want to, how your lending products are working, what kind of lending do you want, and we give you, we put on for you the instance, what is your configuration, your products as you understand your needs, and you can start to test it. It's because you are a new bank, you don't have probably very specific integrations with your legacy, things like that. Then of course there are some kind of integrations you need, because one thing we don't offer customer facing channels.
Okay.
We are API first, so we are offering you APIs to build your own channels, or we are also partnering to certain companies. You can build your channels exactly as you like, because why we decided to build Modularbank like that. When we launched, we already started to build our own apps and our own online banking, but showing it to our potential customers, they said, no. We want our own face, because it's how customers recognize us. We want our own face, and that made it clear very quickly that there isn't one solution that can fit for everyone. And if we are talking about white label customer facing applications, or there already are on the market, several of them. It means that we don't do that, and this decision was right, because all our customers we have now, they never wanted that from us.
So now the challenge for them is not the back end, the front end, right? How they want to look or to come across visually, right, to the clients. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, because Modularbank is coming together with bank employee workplace. The web-based, very nice, where you can get total overview what is going on in your business, and also you can do some tasks you still have to do manually. For example, resolve some payments with errors, etc., and see, for example, lending applications which can't be approved automatically, etc. You can do all of that, but we don't offer the customer-facing channels.
Yes,
because
clear.
It's the face of bank.
Yeah, of course. As many people, so many, there are like opinions about colors, sizes, and icons, and all this time. Sometimes it's even more difficult than to provide back-end, hardcore kind of technology and so on. Vilve, what about your current situation as far as your clients and pricing model? Of course, I'm very interested to hear more details about the pricing. I've heard in the media, and you also boasted a couple of successful contracts signed, right, in Europe and Great Britain. So a little bit more details about your current client base and, of course, pricing model.
I can't tell names of all of them because with some of them, but I can describe those customers. Actually, I always say that starting the business, you can be as wise as you are, but you need little luck. And we had this luck because when we started, we had only the prototype and ideas what we built. It was more than 2 years ago, and we signed our first customer 1 month after launching the company, and it was only because this customer believed in us and he believed in our concept and what we have done in past, and it was pretty big. It was very big lender, and they are active in 23 countries, 12 different currencies. You can imagine the complexity of the business. And we launched in 5 months. We launched for them new digital bank, and also introduced very soon SEPA payments. A little later also SEPA Instant. Now we are in the process of implementing already in very end the lending as well, to renew their existing lending platform, and also credit cards. So it's like, you see, it's evolving. We started with core banking, we moved to lending, then we moved to credit cards, of course payments in meanwhile, etc. It was our first customer, and this luck meant for us that we didn't need investments from the very beginning.
It was a paid contract, right? They were paying for the service.
It was paid. The first one was paid contract. Then talking about customers who are in live already, we have a retailer. It's a sporting retailer, and it's a good example of embedding financial services to their offering. They are offering pay later possibilities to their loyalty card customers, and now we have also one customer. I can't tell the name yet, but I hope very soon we can, which is the big incumbent from Nordics. And we are renewing for them their consumer lending area first. It's the first, and of course in incumbents it's the same. If you are successful with one business line, then after that you can move to another and to another, and that's really the showcase. If we launch it, it shows also to other incumbents that the gradual transformation is possible. Then we have fintechs. I think signed now 3 or 4, and they are newcomers who are starting just with new businesses. There is one SME lender. There is another one from Luxembourg. It's Gerlionti. We can tell the name already. They are starting they are using our core banking and card capabilities. And we just signed a contract with one new UK bank, bank with UK, and there are some others in the very, very final stage. But all those wins have been competitive wins in the way that we are competing for those customers, and we have won. It tells something about our product, I think.
Yes, definitely. And the horizon, the various character of your clients is also impressive, including in retail, as you say. That's interesting. What about the pricing model? Anyways, how would you how do you price the per model, per transaction, per?
It has been very evolving thing, the pricing. I think in every new company it is that you are starting from one point, and then you are developing your ideas, and then finally you end up with something. But now we are really pricing per module, and it depends, the price depends on the customer volumes, of course, and there is some fixed fee for module and it's subscription based in the way that you can agree for a year or a month or etc. And then we put on top of that also it can be that the pricing, some part of pricing depends on the customer volumes. If it grows more, then we also get part of that. Yes. We started with pricing which is totally reflecting the customer growth, but you can't really estimate your future, and it didn't work in this way. But now it's more stabilized.
Yeah, pricing strategy cannot and should not be like stable and fixed at the very beginning, of course. And you know what, it came to my mind that, speaking of my own case study that we started before, me as your client, at some point I just understood that I am becoming more and more dependent on your technology. It's not that easy to start with your models and then give it up just because I'm losing parts of my business. Is that so? Like, have you had discussions like that with your clients as well?
I think it's vice versa, because you are supporting the growth of your business. We are offering a technology, and why this modular approach is really cool. That actually, if you aren't happy with us, or let's take example that in 5 years you find something much more sexy for you in lending.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you can replace our lending to this new one, but you can stay on core banking on all other modules. It means that because it's as Modularbank is API first, it can talk to different technologies, work together, and very smoothly to integrate.
And that's very critical to know. Yes. Yeah. Good. Good. I touched on that, and good you explained this now, because it might hang in the air. Now it's very clear. So there's no dependency. The flexibility is on adding more modules as much as on giving up on some models just because you have a better solution.
Yeah.
Just because of the API kind of based solutions. Okay, great. Vilve, let's move on and have a couple of quick rounds now. Round 2, competitors. Who are your most interesting, let's say, or challenging competitors, and how do you plan to beat them?
Yeah, you see, this core banking suits, or new generation core banking platforms market is really hot now, and there are new players are coming. Some of them are more serious, some of them less serious, and I think all of us is pretty different approach to that. Who is more like in customizing for every customer, promoting this banking product as a code approach? Who is Some of them maybe don't own all capabilities themselves, but they, for example, are getting capabilities to issue cards or something else from partners. Yeah. But what I personally think that there is market for more than 3 or 5. There is market for many many players, especially taking into account this embedded finance pool, which is probably coming. That, but how we are beating. We really believe that this we call it business first approach. That our strength is that we know what to do from business perspective. We know what our customers really need, because if you are coming from technology side, you can have really strong set of engineers and really good power at that side. But if you don't know the business you are supporting, because business banking, that's not the easy business. That's pretty complex business. Yeah. Then it's much more work to build the product that is really built for customer needs. We have usually our experience is that when we are talking with customers and when we already get to the stage we can make a demo, we are already in very good position. Okay.
And you just need to define their needs and use case.
And one other thing, we can also support complex use cases, because most of us core banking vendors, we can support issuing a loan use case. But if you need to refinance loan, for example, can you support it in the very nice way and automated way? Okay. You have to know exactly how it has to how your technology has to support those more complex features, and that's, I think, is the space where we beat our competitors, because we can develop very fast new capabilities and really convince customers to use them.
Being able to look into the core of the business and providing core solutions, right, with your models. Okay. Yeah. Vilve, great, thanks. Let's move on then to round 3. And in the whole history of the company, what major things you would do differently today, knowing what you know now?
Ooh, that's a very good question. Maybe I have even started the very fast growth earlier, because we were doing the product development and also commercial side with very small team first year. And I think we had 7 people in the beginning of 2020. Now we have 54. And but it's really nothing that we did wrong or something like that. But if I'm looking back, we could be more brave to grow it in the beginning.
Yes. So you mean you lacked the technical know-how and brain power in the team to prepare modules quicker and better, right? Then you
we had really these top people who could work really fast. But if we have already scaled at that time, maybe we have been today even further. We are.
Yes. But what do you mean? What do you mean? You could have scaled quicker? How?
Yeah, just start to hire more people earlier, and also maybe starting to talk with VCs earlier, because it's understandable that you can't accelerate very fast without external investments.
Yeah.
and we closed our first round, lead seed round, just in December last year.
Yeah.
After almost 2 years of building the company, and we succeeded to build the company to 30 people without external money.
And why so? You didn't go into the VC kind of landscape, and you counted on your own, what I understand, founder commitments and revenue and revenue kind of driven approach.
We didn't want to take external money too early. Maybe it's wise decision, because it's always there are pros and contras. If you take VC money too early, then you give in very early stage away
a lot of equity, and then
the company, etc. I even don't know if, but yes, that's one thing probably. Otherwise, we have done really smoothly, and I even surprised myself sometimes how we managed to grow the team. We have very, very strong team today. We have 12 people in Berlin. They are mostly commercial team, and we have 40 in Tallinn, and some engineers in Brazil even. And we have been able to get really, really strong people. I thought that it's much more difficult, because if you are small, you don't have a name yet, then it's pretty hard to get top people on board.
Yeah. Just 1 second. For people that noticed this already, we gradually jumped into the next round 4, and now the company and so on, just to make sure we are navigating ourselves in the right direction. So interesting. So you say company growth was both challenging and surprisingly well done by you. And without external financing and so on, what do you think attracted those top tech guys to the company? You had to convince them somehow. So I understand you did not convince them by bringing them suitcases with cash, you know?
No, never. But I think every time we are talking with new people and trying to really to get them on board, then we are talking about our vision, who we want to be in 3 years. And our vision is really that we are one of 3 top new generation banking platforms, and we are getting really big, and that's one thing. And other thing is that when our engineering guys, our CTO is talking about how we have built platform and how it's technically done, it's also talking a lot to engineers. They like to be part of that.
Okay. And to be playful and Lego minded about very complicated industry and businesses. Okay. So speaking of the company, you just mentioned you grew from 7 to 54 with your locations scattered around the globe in Brazil, Germany, and Tallinn, Estonia, I understand. And by the way, why Brazil?
We have just 2. We don't have company now in Brazil. We have just 2 people working in Brazil, and but we have 2 sites now. We have Tallinn. Tallinn is engineering site, and also our management team and HR and supporting team is here, and Berlin is our commercial site, first one. We have plans to create another one to UK, and then probably in some years in some other places. But today we cover from Berlin, we cover all Europe. German speaking, we have a separate team for German speaking areas and another team for rest of Europe. And and we have really good guys over there with a lot of experience in the industry, in the business.
Vilve, as a side note, are you still based legally, and registered and founded in Estonia, or you moved to another jurisdiction?
Yes, we have our headquarters is in Estonia still. Okay. I can't say that it will be like that forever, but today we are here. and our we have another company, our daughter company in Germany.
Yes. So as far as the founding team, so there's yourself, Vilve Vene, right? Rivo Uibod, CBO, Jan Laxpere, CPO, right? Ove Creyson, CTO, you mentioned the guy. How did you meet it? Yeah. What's the history behind you guys in the founding team? How did you come together?
Yes, actually we have one fifth founder as well. He's keeping a very low profile. He's engineer and product owner, working also for Modularbank. His name is Yuri Kirman. Yes, and how me, Yuri, and Jan, we have worked together, I think, almost 25 years, because we started together in the bank. We built the platform first, then me and a couple of my colleagues, we started my first company. Then they joined with us there. And then Rivo and Ove joined also Joycefire. And actually our team, our founding team, all of us have been working together at least 5 years, because Ove is the newest one. He joined 5 years ago. But it means that we are all very, very different. We have different skills, different personalities, very, very different. But as we have done things together so far, I think one thing which is very, 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 very important is that we trust each other, and this trust is built over the years.
Yeah. So it's a time tested. Let's say.
Time tested.
Trust based. Wow, amazing. Vilve, you mentioned now that you grew pretty quickly from 7 to 54. So, and this is not the end, right? You have ambition after the successful late seed funding. Yes. You mentioned somewhere that you want to grow by end of this year to around 100 people.
Yes.
What are the key positions right now? Let's try to pitch those potential candidates, and in what locations you would like to be them physically, and what key areas you are looking people for.
Yeah, there are two main areas. One is, of course, engineering. The product team. We don't think that all engineers we are hiring have to move to Tallinn. Now we have together 16 different nationalities on board, and in our engineering team also, I think 10 different nationalities, and somehow they all are in Tallinn. But we have people in Tallinn from Sri Lanka, from India, from Iran, from very, very different places, from US even. But we also are able to work in the way that those people are not reside in Tallinn. Like we work with our engineers in Brazil. But yes, and of course one is to strengthen the product team, because there are many things to do in our product roadmap, and another is to strengthen the commercial team. Okay. Because as we you probably know, it's the business where the selling is pretty tough, because it's not like that you put to your website nice pictures and people will come and buy. It's working with customers, doing demos. It means that we have to have very knowledgeable, very strong business representative. Also, little younger guys who find the leads. Also, pre-sales guys. All this team has to be very strong. Today we have about 10 people in that team. But to look the potential and the market, we definitely will grow that team as well. And then we plan to also we had plans for first quarter, but we postponed it a little because today in this COVID situation, it doesn't really matter where you are. We plan to also to start a company in UK, to hire first people in UK, but now we are waiting a little because it's But London, it's still the hub for fintechs, as we all know. It's important to be there.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And as far as VCs and
Yeah,
VC activity,
yeah,
it's still by far the most active
yeah, yeah.
European market. It's somebody called them like Great Britain is the US of Europe, in
Yes,
a way.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have to be there.
Vilve, with this, let's move on to the final round, for round 5, Formula F3, funding for the future. Before we speak about the future, by now, I understand the total funding was around 4 million euros. And the round you closed in December 2020, congrats, with
Yes,
VCs on board like Plug and Play, Blackfin Capital Partners,
yes.
Karma Ventures, Sienna Capital, Odd Kaukfer, I understand as well, right?
Yes.
Anybody else I missed in the list?
No, that's the
Oh, no,
only
that's
listed.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we know already that you plan to allocate this capital, among other things, on expansion, R&D, and pushing
Yes.
new modules, let's say, in your toolbox. What about the next financing round? Do you have any plans now?
Yes, we have initial plans. Now those plans are that we'd like to close next round at the end of this year or in the beginning of this year or the beginning of next year.
Okay.
And we slowly preparing already now, but probably we start more actively in August. And this route, of course, is to expanding the business to totally new locations.
Okay. So you are pretty you're pretty convinced that as far as the toolbox and modules themselves will be good enough to expand to new locations. Interesting.
Of course, you never think in the way that, okay, I have technology now, it's ready. It's never ready. And how we work with when we are going to the new market, that is not Europe, then we already actually started to investigate the market. What is the need on the market? What is our product? What are regulations? What do we have to add to our product to support those needs? And of course that's constant work, and that's the same as what we are doing now when we are working with our existing customers. We're also gathering ideas, maybe not adding those features to the product now, but we tell the customer, yes, that's very interesting, and that might be interesting also to our other customers. We will put it to the roadmap. And we are pretty sure that we can build our product further, that it's suitable also for US or Southeast Asia or etc. Of course, every market has their own specifics. But if you are able to build as we are, to build a platform in a very open way, that it's not too complicated to add new ways of configuration, new features, new payment schemas, etc.
Yeah, plus the more clients you have in Europe and Great Britain, let's say, the more chances there are that some of them are active internationally and globally,
yes,
and you just do the cross-border kind of transition or expansion with the existing client base. Interesting. Vilve, one last but not least important question: do you have any plans now for the eventual exit?
Not now.
Okay.
Yeah, not now yet. We grow first.
And I understand. And your own preference would be, like your subjective personal preference would be which avenue for the exit? I mean, IPO, acquisition.
We have discussed it. I always believe that you can't really foresee your future, and never say never. But we see that one day we can be very nice acquisitions target to, for example, to some very big system integrator, or a bank.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Or some company who is now, for example, Temenos, one example. I don't tell that Temenos is coming and acquiring us, but company like that who has developed banking platforms for the years, and they also need to renovate their portfolio. It's we haven't really thought about IPOs, but as I say never.
Yeah, interesting. It's been a great pleasure, basically, I mean, definitely to find out more details about the business. And I stand on my ground. It's a very ambitious thesis for a business model, basically, to create the building blocks for complicated business lines. And I wish you all the best. And thank you for the chat.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. So how did you like it? What I can say is that I think Modularbank is yet another Baltic dark horse with a pretty visible unicorn gene in its business DNA. What's in common between Lego and Modularbank? Well, Lego is a building block toy for children. It consists of colorful plastic bricks of different shapes and sizes that can be assembled and connected in limitless combinations to construct objects. The same is more or less true for Modularbank, yet the blocks there are modules of often complicated financial services that sometimes are whole like companies of their own, and the end product in their case can be a whole new bank replacing a legacy bank or a new bank from the very outset. Amazing idea and proposition and ambition as well. Good luck to Modularbank. That's it for now, but there's more to come. Bye-bye.